Hi, Swedish word of the day is bitter, which is in Swedish bitter. Bitter. I'm getting ready for work and I have no clue what palette I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna search here. So when in doubt, use Emrezy. I realized I don't have any tutorials with this palette on my channel, so this is the perfect time, right? This is what my palette looks like. I recently saw that W7 came out with a dupe. It's not a dupe for Barb though. I've seen that. I'm gonna start off blending Wasted and OG. So I always mix the two, and then I always use it as my first shade. If you see that I am a little bit pink right here, it is because of the fact that I used, which palette was that? The Nikki Tutorials palette yesterday, and it stains a little bit. I couldn't get everything off, but that's okay. Going in with just a tad more. So this one is a little bit pinky. I actually just want to take OG on its own right now and just go in with that a little bit, because I feel like I used the shade Wasted just to lighten this shade up a little bit, but now today I really felt like I want to get this a little bit deeper. But in today's film, who says that? I love him, John McClane, John blah blah blah. His name might even be like Jonas, I don't know. You might not even know who I'm talking about, but anyway, let's ignore that. That was just a sidetrack. But today I wanted to talk about like the problems with indie brands, because I used to test out a lot of indie brands and I have started to feel a little bit fed up. So I don't test out as many indie brands right now. I test them out, and this is gonna sound, I don't know, super shady or whatnot, but it is the truth. So I'm not even gonna, I don't know, you have to make up your own mind, but I usually test it out if I get it in PR. Otherwise, I'm not really that interested, except for I have some brands that is like an exception. But other than that, I feel like most indie brands are just, I don't know. I feel like I get overwhelmed. I know that some of my friends or colleagues or whatever you want to call it on YouTube test out so many indie brands and they love it. And if they do, definitely continue. I have zero problems with them testing them out or you purchasing from indie brands. I just wanted to share kind of my side of the story and share why I might not view indie brands in the same way that a lot of other creators do. So now I am going to take Semsa, which is this shade right here. This shade is a little bit stiffer. It's pretty stiff actually. I've used this a lot, but the difference is that you can't, I don't know how well you can see on camera, but you can't really see that I've used it that much because it is so stiff. So it doesn't have any kick up, which means that the shadow is gonna last so much longer. But anyway, I'm just gonna put this in my outer corner, and if you have this palette, or if you don't have this palette but love this shade, the Modern Renaissance palette, it has a very, very similar shade, the shade Love Letter. Anyway, okay, so there's so many indie brands. For one, okay, let's start with the number one. There's so many indie brands that I just feel like I get overwhelmed. I have no idea which indie brand is which. Obviously I do, like I know which a lot of indie brands are, but a lot of the times I just get so confused because there is like a new one every single day or every single week. I see so many brands being tested out. So many people are doing videos with different brands. So it's like they get one video and then you don't really see them anymore. And it's always like, oh, is this the best thing ever? And maybe it is. Maybe that is like the best thing that they have ever tried, this creator, and that's why they're making that video or putting that in the thumbnail. But to me, it's just like, I don't know which brand is which. So we have a lot of brands. In general, we have a lot of brands, but with the indie brands, I just feel lost. Also, I don't know which indie brand is private labeling and not. I think, I'm not sure, but I think that a lot of indie brands are private labeling. You might not be able to purchase like the exact same palettes like Morphe did, for instance. The Morphe 35 palettes, they were private labeled. You might not be able to purchase those in that same way, but it is that they are ordering shadows and then they put the shadows themselves in palettes, which is totally fine. I don't personally have a problem with that, but I know that a lot of people have asked me to test out Midas Cosmetics. I am not sure, but I think that they are private labeled, and then I don't feel like I want to purchase from them just because of the fact that then I could purchase from another private labeling brand that has the same formula but is in the UK or somewhere in Europe where or EU anyway, where I don't have to pay taxes, because that palette or whatever it might be, the highlight or whatever it might be, has to be like super expensive for me. Again, I just want to preface this by saying that I have no problems with a brand private labeling. I really don't. However, I have a hard time justifying purchasing from a brand that is private labeling if they are located in the US, Australia, or wherever it might be, because then I feel like I can order from another brand that has the same manufacturer and not have to pay that expensive shipping rate and then customs and, you know, all of that jazz. Now I'm taking the shade Cupcake, which is this purple one. By the way, these nails are like stupidly expensive, affordable I mean. I bought them from Technic. They are already pre-made nails, so I really enjoy them. So I ordered 2 more. This is the Matte Nude and Gray Embellished. These ones I can't wait to test out. Ooh, so pretty. I'm gonna put those on next. I kind of want to tear these off and just put them on, but I'm gonna wait for them to go bad or just start to fall off. I hope you know what I mean and that that makes sense, because I just feel like it's stupid of me to, even though I might enjoy a palette or something from Midas, for instance, like their Lemonade palette, but maybe I could order a palette that looks similar enough from another brand. It might not be the exact same palette, but at least I get to test out the formula, because everyone is raving about Midas. Now I've zoned in on Midas, and that's not my fault, or it's not my fault. Yes, it is. It's not my intentions. What I mean is that, and again, I want to say again that I am not sure if Midas is private labeling or that they have like private label stuff. I think they do, because I saw a rumor about it, or I saw someone tell me, but I haven't looked into it, and I haven't been able to, I haven't put the time to like verify it, because I don't really care if they are. That brand is not on my radar. I have no interest in the brand, not because of the fact that they are private labeling, and even if they are not private labeling, I don't know, I just have zero interest in the brand. Nothing personal to the brand, but there's so many brands that I cannot be interested in everyone. Now I'm gonna take, you guessed it, the shade Barb. So often people are contacting me like every week, like there's a dupe for Barb.
No bitch, it's not.
What I love about Barb is the formula. It's super flaky, and then also of course the shade, the shift, everything about it is, it's just perfection. I will say that I don't think it's gonna show up that well on camera, but I don't care. This shade is my favorite shadow in my entire collection. There is nothing like it. It is so special. This one, the shade Friends in my palette, the shade Electric from the Subculture palette from Anastasia. Some of those are just my all-time favorite shadows. I'm just removing a little bit of my fallout. When I have this makeup look on, I just feel comfortable, confident. I haven't been feeling all that great in my previous or my last few days on this earth. So I feel like I needed this. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of the shade Cupcake on my finger and just tap it over a little bit. Now I'm just gonna take this brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. I don't know which brush it is because it is the print has worn off, but I'm gonna do a wing. Maybe I should wait to do a wing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna stamp it right here. So I'm just taking the black, and the black is called BK. Off camera, I did my primers. I had 2 primers. I put on a little bit more eye cream as well, which is the Origins Refreshing Eye Cream Brighten and Depuff. I've really been enjoying this. I got this in my Look Fantastic beauty chest, which is, by the way, sold out. Also the advent calendar. As I've said before, they are selling out super quick because people know that they are incredible. I also took a little bit of my Dr. Jart product right here and here, this Cica pair. And now I'm taking my Dior foundation. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. I've been enjoying this one, but I still haven't had it for like super duper long. And then I'm blending it out with my Flare brush. This is the 108 foundation and concealer brush, and I'm obviously blending it out with the foundation side. But I feel like when you put this on, you can see that you have put it on while still like your skin is super perfected. So I've really been enjoying this, especially with my little primer duo. The primers that I use is the Pixi Priming Oil and the Milk Makeup Luminous Blur Stick. I felt like I didn't want to show that on camera because they are the primers that I always use. So I thought that it might be a little bit boring watching that. Anyway, okay, let's continue. So, indie brands. Another thing with indie brands is that before this, the market wasn't as saturated as it is right now. Like, a lot of people were using MAC and they were using MAC, nothing else. No, but the market wasn't as saturated as it is right now. Same thing with like creators and influencers. There's so many of us, and it's always been very hard to reach the bigger brands. But for us, the smaller creators, indie brands is perfect because they are also small. So if we ever talk about them, they will notice that. They might look into our channels and then they will see what kind of videos and creators that we are. And then they might want to send us PR. So they are they are more reachable. For instance, if I make a video on the new release from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the chance of ABH actually seeing that video isn't that big. I'm gonna take just a tad more right here. But that chance isn't as big as if I did a video on the new Light Cosmetics. I don't even know if there is a brand called that, but you know what I mean. The chance of them with like 10,000 followers on Instagram, the chance of them seeing that is pretty high, which means that, oh, she liked our products. Let us contact her. Let's send all the products that we own, or at least another palette, and hopefully she can make positive videos about us and we will get noticed, we will get huge, people will start to purchase from us. And obviously they have an agenda to this, which isn't bad. It's great that they have it because they should have it, but that makes the reviews a little bit more credible in my personal opinion, since I feel like the creator knows that the brand might notice them. They might even have sent this product in PR, which is just, that is not a problem with indie brands per se, but it is a problem with creators. And I feel like, as I've talked about in previous videos, I feel like a lot of creators just get sucked in. So they start off with the greatest intentions of being like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I am not gonna be like everyone else. I am gonna run my race, I am gonna be honest, and I am gonna be the person that people feel like they can go to when they want honest reviews. And I feel like a lot of the times, sometimes, or a lot of the times actually, this thought gets lost in the way, fuck my hair. That thought gets lost amongst the way or along the way, and the creators just don't feel like that anymore. So they start lying just to get some free palettes and some free foundations and some free whatever. And that bugs me so much more than anything. Like that, again, that is not a problem with indie brands, but it is something that comes along with indie brands. And as well, like, I think I'm just so tired of seeing someone say that this is my favorite product, this is my favorite product, this is my favorite product, and then I see it in like, maybe I see it in 2 more videos and then I never see it again. I get so confused by that, because if it truly is your favorite product, why don't you reach for it more? You know me, you know how I am. When I have something I love, I can't help myself. I have to use it, and I want to use it like all the freaking time. Too Faced Born This Way and Makeup Revolution concealer. I used the Milk Makeup bronzer per usual. I'm just gonna drag this so that we get this like straight line, so that we can do our liner later on, and this is gonna be a little bit easier for me to blend out with my sponge. I know it looks crazy right now, but it's gonna be better when I have blended it out. Oh, anyway, I just felt like I needed to talk about it because, and then also I know that for Americans, indie brands doesn't have like a return policy. That is not something that I would say is a con. I would say that that is like a pro thing with them. I think that returning used makeup is the biggest waste ever. Can you just realize how many people, because if you do a review on something that's new, you will get a ton of views. So can you imagine purchasing so much makeup? Like if you live in the US, you can purchase all the makeup almost, and then just go ahead and return it. So you can do a video on it, get the views, and then just go back to Sephora or wherever, like Ulta or whatever brands or stores you have, and then return it so you can have your cookie and still eat it. I don't know, I just think that that is crazy. I just don't think that that is good at all, because what will they do with that makeup? They will toss it. And that's like the biggest waste of it all, So I just used my Fenty powder in the shade Butter, and now I'm gonna do my under eyes. I am going to start off with the shade Semsa once again. I'm just gonna put this under my eyes. I wasn't going to work today, but they asked because we didn't have enough staff, and I am a yes sayer. Also, I love my job, so I'm more than happy to help out. I'm gonna take the shade OG and waste it and just mix them together, and then I am just gonna take and blend this out. The light is always so off when you wear colors like this. You have to put the pink up. Now it's better. So I'm just gonna blend this out. Another thought that's been on my mind, oh my god, my eyes. That's been on my eyes is being, like, not being enough and feeling, I don't know, just feeling really bad about myself. This is probably just something that I'm feeling this day, and it's not something that I'm feeling all the time, but I have felt it like 1 week, 1.5 weeks, and I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like at my job, for instance, there's people that's so much better than me, and that I'm just not doing enough, and that I'm not working fast enough, or that I'm not getting the numbers that I want to, or whatever it might be. But then also here on YouTube, it's the same thing, because you get to see people be on, for instance, or have contact with brands, just taking the black color, but they have contact with brands that you don't have contact with. They are being invited to things that you aren't being invited to, and you start to wonder, like, what am I doing wrong? What is it about me that's so bad and so shameful? What is it that makes these persons so much better than me? I know that my numbers are dropping on YouTube, so I get that that is why. I just feel so sad, and it's something that I feel like is eating me up. Like, what is it about me that isn't good enough? And if no one tells me, I cannot work on it. I'm gonna take my Beauty Act bronzer in the shade Staycation, just like that. I did my mascara off camera, but it's just, I don't know, is it too dark in here? But it's just the feeling of being, that you're not enough and that you're just wrong. And it's hard because you cannot ask, for instance, here on social media, you cannot ask people like, okay, what is it about my videos that makes you not watch them? Or why is this brand contacting this person but not me? Why is X, Y, and Z? And it's hard. It's the same thing at your job. You want to stay professional, and I don't want to ask things because I don't think I want to know the answer, so I will just, I feel like it's sometimes better to maybe just stay quiet. But it's hard when you feel like you're so bad and you kind of get ashamed of yourself, and it just gets, not too much, but it's hard to explain it. It's not that it gets too much, but it's just, I feel like a lot of people have or can relate to this feeling. I'm so boring. I'm gonna take this palette and I'm gonna use my blush in here. This is the blush I wanna use. Just the cream blush. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the problem lies on me. I think that I need to work a little bit more on how I'm thinking and why I'm having those thoughts, because that's something that I've learned in therapy, that it's okay to feel these feelings, but it's just like I need to control them a little bit better. So I've recently been pretty bad at complimenting myself, and I know it sounds strange, but that's something I learned in therapy, that I have to start loving myself, because otherwise these problems are just gonna come back. Because it truly is, like, if I feel like shit, then people are gonna think that I'm shit. So I'm trying to work on just loving myself, but also not being like, you know, being a dick about it. Not being like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone else, but just trying to be like a person, trying to be a good person. I remember when I was around 20 years old, and I'm so ashamed about this, so I'm kind of not liking to talk about it, but I will talk about it. I'm just gonna apply this cream bronzer. When I was 20, I talked so much shit. I talk shit today as well, but I was talking shit about people that I love. I was talking shit about everyone. And that, I think, stemmed from the fact that I hated myself, and I could just talk about people, and I was truly a very mean person. I wasn't mean to them when I saw them, but I was just the kind of person that talked so much shit about everyone. And it came to a point where I didn't like myself, and I hated who I had become. And I remember I was at a friend's house, or she was living at a school, and I was with her, and I talked to her, and I was like, I feel like a shitty person because I talk shit about everyone. I don't want to be that person. Who wants to be the person that just finds faults with everyone else? I'm gonna take my Dior highlight and I'm gonna take a mix of, let's see here, this one and this one. Yeah, but who wants to be the kind of person that shits on everyone, that's like a total dick and just does like speaks so poorly about her friends? No one wants to be like that. And I decided to change. I decided to change the way I was thinking. So if someone did something that bugged me the wrong way, then I tried to think like, okay, why did the person do this? Like, what was it about this person? And what was it that made this person do this? If I thought that someone, okay, this is gonna sound so bad, but had a ugly feature that I talked about, then I tried to see what kind of other features they had that were beautiful about them. So I tried to just change the way I was thinking. And that's the same thing I've done in therapy about myself. Not to say like I did something, for instance, and I would be like, oh, I didn't make it, so I'm a total dick, I'm so bad, you can't do anything, you know, all of the voices that you can get in your head. I tried to change that to, you know what, you left the house, you didn't make it fully in, but look how far you've come. Or I started to just compliment myself for everything that I accomplished and everything. If there were something that I thought was really hard, maybe I didn't make it, but I at least tried. And that has made me become the person that I am today, and that has made me just loving myself, and has made me feel so strong and powerful about myself. I'm gonna take this. This is from Jouer. This is the liquid lipstick in the shade Charmed. And then Luxe lipstick from Colourpop in the shade Butter. I'm gonna fix my hair, do my makeup. No, I'm not gonna do my makeup. I'm gonna fix my hair, eat some breakfast, get dressed, and I will be back. Okay, I am super stressed. I really need to run, so I really don't want to sit here. I'm just putting on some earrings. Oh, when I get stressed, I get super hot, so I'm just gonna put the fan on. Oh, this is so nice. Fan, man's greatest invention. So I'm just gonna take some thumbnails and then I'm gonna head out. But this is what I did with my hair, and I'm having this dress on. It is like this. Okay, I need to run. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video. Okay, I don't have time. Bye.